Hello, everybody. My name is Jeff Martens. This is Donna Martens, and we are going to cover 8-point plank. So wonderful, powerful exercise, really developed and emphasized by Eric Goodman. But there are a few things about it that yoga can bring in terms of its alignment that might help it to be even more efficacious or more therapeutic. Because a lot of us are doing this pose in a misaligned way and hurting our backs or hurting our necks, okay? So if Donna would come onto her hands and knees, this is kind of a diagnostic to see if you're even a candidate to do 8-point plank. So we want to have the hips over the knees, the shoulders over the hands turned out a little bit. The student or you has to have the ability to turn the inside of your elbow forward, sort of rotate the humerus. And the student has to have the ability to keep the shoulders away from the ears and the neck long. And now we're going to come into the cat pose, the cat version of the pose. So to do 8-point plank, a student has to be able to do the cat with the shoulders away from the ears and puffing up through the shoulder blades and have the lower back, the lumbar spine rounding up. So the lower back is not collapsing to the ground, it's pushing up to the ceiling. Now, with the head, this is a really good diagnostic too. There has to be length in the back of the neck. A lot of times people will do this, but they won't lower their head all the way. So they'll have the turtle neck, turtle shell syndrome. Their head will be up. So they'll be rounding up and their shoulders will usually be up more toward the ears if they're doing this. And that creates a lot of stress in the neck, especially in 1 or 2 points at the intervertebral discs there. So they have to be able to keep the shoulders down and bring the head all the way down. That means the chin comes in and tucks down and rounds down, and their head can totally relax. And so Dawn's going to push all the way up here, and her head, look how far down her head will go all the way down. In students who have residual tension, you'll say relax your head, and they'll relax it down, and then you'll say relax your head, and they'll relax it down again, and it'll keep coming down because they don't know that they're engaging the back of their neck. Okay? So that means that when they're doing 8-point plank, they're going to try to do it with their neck. Let's come on to our bellies, or your belly. There's just one belly here. And we're going to go ahead and come into Sphinx pose. You can put your elbows underneath your shoulders. Now notice Donna has her elbows a little forward of her shoulders. So this is important because it allows her to get her shoulders down from her ears, but it's also important to create the tension that we need in the core so that we can engage this whole area as one unit. The feet are wider towards the edge of the mat, and the knees are even wider than the hips. We curl the toes under, we push the knees down. And then we push the knees down and lift the hips up. And so right away, you're looking for, can the student round their back? Can I round my back up to the ceiling doing this? I don't have a lumbar curve going down. My lower back is actually rounding up. And I'm drawing my navel way in. That's going to also allow the shoulders, between the shoulder blades, to puff up. So there's a nice roundness here. There's not collapsing anywhere between the shoulders. There's no bat wings with the shoulder blades. Everything is rounding up. Notice that the head is lower than the shoulders. It doesn't have to be all the way down, but there's absolutely like that, because usually when people go all the way down, their chin pops out. So you keep your chin in and let your head come down, and you round. It's like you're trying to round your neck a little bit, like you're rounding your upper spine, like you're rounding your lower back. So everything is a nice round curve. There's no kinking of the neck. So this area is important, and this area, the cervical spine, is important. No popping of the chin forward, no lifting of the chin up and coming down. It's a drawing of the chin in, and then it's a bringing the head down. So this is Jalandhara Bandha. The chin comes in, and then the head comes down, and you can really round up even more. When you do this alignment with the neck, you can actually get more core engagement and more core strength. And so then the final cues in this pose are we're trying to draw into the core. We're drawing the elbows and the hands towards the knees. We're trying to bunch the mat up between the elbows and the knees. We're drawing the knees towards the elbows and the feet towards the elbows. And we're also drawing the right to the left and the left to the right, the front to the back and the back to the front as we round up for 3. And you see the perfect alignment with the neck, the shoulders, the lower back too. So Donna's back is very stable here. And even though she has a little curvature of the spine, like most of us do, now we can work on that curvature of the spine and get her hips more equal as well. And then we release. So it's really important in that 8-point plank to be able to round your back, to be able to relax your head before you even try the 8-point plank, and to be able to also draw the chin in. So that means the tail has to be able to go back, the tail has to be able to go forward, motion in the pelvis. Integration of the chin allows maximum engagement and strengthening of the core. Thank you so much for allowing us to share this with you. Namaste.